we need to talk about Tyrese Haliburton going down with his Achilles. I mean, this was what 7-9 minutes in the game. It was and it was really hard to watch because anybody that he knew it, we knew it. ESPN insisted on showing it over and over and over and over and over.
I was at Maggie's and the instant it happened, without even a replay, I'm like, that was that Achilles. I said, oh man, he tore his Achilles, and it was clear that way that leg hyperextended and bounced, and they kept showing the replay of it. Like there's no doubt that he tore his Achilles, and that's the third player in the Western Conference or Eastern Conference playoffs this year to tear their Achilles. All three of them wearing the number 0. So Jalen Wells, I need you to change your number right now. And that's also the third Indiana Pacer to tear their Achilles this season. And so you just hate that it happened in that moment. It was the Hallie revenge game. His shot was working. Like I'm convinced he was fixing to go for 35 plus just because his shot looked good. He was getting what he wanted, those long threes. And it just makes you sick for a guy who has been just a warrior, playing through a sore calf, going out there, risking it all for his team, because game 7s in the NBA finals don't come around often for you and your team. And for him to go out and put it on the line, I absolutely hated to see that.
And to go 3 or 4 from beyond the arc before he went down, it's so tough because him going down it changed everything for the Pacers, because
it could go one of two ways. You could either inspire and rally the troops, or like Obi Toppin said last night, you think about it the rest of the game and it throws you off.
Man, so I don't want to do a full reboot and retool and segment on them, but does this injury
done for the next calendar year? So this is an interesting. I'm glad we're waiting until tomorrow to kind of let it fully digest so that we can talk about it. But it's going to be interesting what the Pacers do. We're not going to see Tyrese. If anything, it'll be on the back half playoffs next year that he would be able to come back for, because this is a true 10 to 12 month recovery process, sometimes longer, right? You can come back from it, but it is a catastrophic sports injury.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. What were you going to say?
No. I was just going to ask, do you think does the league look at these Achilles? Do they look at Tatum, Tyrese, Dame? Do they look at these and they're like, maybe they're playing too? I mean, they're not going to shorten the season after that. I mean,
there's too much money tied up for the league in advertisement revenue and ticket sales. There's too much money tied up for the players in game checks and endorsements. Like there's too much money to be made. Like, would you be willing to give up like 17% of your salary or whatever, 20% of your salary to work a bit less? Most of us would say no, right? Like, no, I'd rather have the money. I'd rather do that. I think it's for all of our advancements in, sports nutrition and taking care of your body and that sort of stuff. Like at the end of the day, it's human tissue, right? It's going to tear, it's going to break. I don't love the shoe game. King Minks, we were talking about this in a group chat last night. He brings this up. Like, I don't like. For ankle sprains, that's easier to say because it's a lateral movement and a shoe will kind of hold and support some of that lateral movement. This is a true up and down, jump and catch. It's hard to stabilize that with a shoe or taping or a brace. It's just no real way to do that. And so I think we need to keep going down the path of sports nutrition and training and exercise and strengthening your body. I do think there needs to be, similar to a concussion almost, if they can have an Achilles tendon protocol that you have to be able to check so many boxes and have
you don't go back in
pain and this until you go back in. I think something like that is coming. I think that's more doable than trying to create a shoe or a brace. But trust me, while I'm unemployed, I'm going to be thinking about how I can come up with my $1 million idea. But I truly think it just comes down to it's a long season. It's an appropriate amount of games. I think injuries are part of it. As long as we have been and will be playing sports, things like this are going to happen. I just think teams need to take a look at their recovery protocols, set some parameters around, hey, you need to be able to do X, Y, and Z before you can go back, and then focus more on that nutrition and exercise during the season.